Hi guys, we're back with Community. This is season 3, episode 16, Virtual Systems Analysis. I want to start this off by saying I do plan to finish this whole series. Just as a heads up, I'm going to probably keep saying this so that this doesn't get lost, but I will be finishing this series. I know I believe this is the last season with Dan Harmon being involved, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but what is going to change are the double drops. After this season, I will go back to just the single drops of these episodes because it'll go down to 13 episodes per season rather than like 22, 24. So enjoy them while they last, but it's usually when a show I'm watching is like quite long, I like to do the double drops if I can. So anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that, but I'm ready to jump into this episode. Let's do this. I think this is the way. All right. I'm going to count down for the full timer, uncut, unedited versions of these reactions, which you can find on Patreon if you are interested. Also, there is early access. Links are down in the description box below. And just don't forget to like this video. It truly helps with the algorithm. It helps so much, guys. So thank you so much. All right.
I use a mnemonic device. Kevin, please come over for gay sex.
What?
Why wouldn't you use Karen?
Because it's gay sex, dummy.
So use great.
Now I can't remember anything.
Why do we always end up in this position? For all the time you spend here, you'd think we wouldn't have to cram so much.
Maybe we never get any work done because we have so much fun hanging out together.
Definitely, maybe that's why.
The duality.
What? Oh my God. I love that, first of all.
Got to be kidding me.
The bad news is Professor Kane has the flu. The good news is biology class is canceled.
That's so fun. That's so freaking crazy, but in the best way.
Troy, you could drive. You always like that spiral parking ramp.
You just keep turning left, but you end up.
I can't go to Senior Kevin's. The manager and I are enemies. He said Die Hard was bad. I know.
You go to Senior Kevin's. Abed promised he'd show me how the Dreamatorium works. Today's the perfect day for it.
But I want to.
Abed, don't you think today's the perfect day for it?
No.
Social cue?
I know it probably has another name, but can I be perfectly honest with you guys? I think I went too far with this one. I have to go.
Just, you know what? You're doing your best, and honestly, I would do it. It's fun. I wish. I love it. He has a theme. Every time there's a theme. That makes life so much more interesting, and I appreciate that so much. If I had the time, I don't have the time. I barely have the time to just put on a little bit of something on my face when I do these reactions. If I had someone helping me, that would be nice.
I am Inspector Spacetime, and I know that which is unknown.
So cute.
With my loyal constable, Reggie. This week, however, Reggie has been forced to go to lunch.
Forced.
Geneva, I need the quantum spanner, the big one.
Boy, governor.
Ah!
Spammer, but in a minute.
Oh no.
You think you're gonna lose Troy?
I'm not petty, Annie. I'm mad at you because you tampered with the fabric of the group. How do you know Troy and Bretta pairing up wouldn't destroy everything? I run the scenarios. I examine this stuff from every conceivable way.
Don't have a patent on being a control freak, Abed.
I kind of do. You think this is just a room where Troy and I play dinosaurs versus riverboat gamblers together? Sure, that's how I got the construction approved, but...
He just sees every scenario. Yeah, I get it. Let's see all the different versions.
Execute simulation. Troy/Bretta. Render environment. Senor Kevin's. Ooh, those appetizers were dope and legit. I don't usually support lunch because it's unfair to breakfast.
Well, the sooner the food comes, the sooner this will be over.
I'm afraid your food won't be ready for another half hour. I'm too busy misunderstanding the whole point of Die Hard.
It's such a thing, though, when people hate the movies you love. You're like, how do you... Like, what are you? You can't trust someone who doesn't... You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like The Lord of the Rings.
You see it that way because it's calibrated to a specific level of brain function.
Right. I'm stupid.
Not stupid, just less able to see what I see.
Gee,
You've got it all.
That's not. Or that's a good way of saying it.
Hey, Troy. I'm glad you called. Your lunch is going well, right?
Yeah, just checking in on Abed, making sure he's okay.
Oh no, it's awkward.
Fine. Business as usual.
Great. Just, make sure he stays comfortable. I worry about him when I'm not around.
Well,
Oh, Troy.
people bend over backwards to cater to him.
He's just extra sensitive in the dreamatorium. It takes a lot out of him to run that thing. I don't want you to break his brain.
Bye, Troy.
Oh no.
And another thing I hate about Die Hard. 2 FBI agents named Johnson.
So annoying.
Thing, you're gonna think about how it affects the people around you. We lower functioning brains call this empathy.
Oh my god.
Abed?
No. No.
Oh my god, I broke Abed. So where are we now?
We're in the doctor's lounge of Greendale Hospital School.
Hospital school.
It's a sexy, emotional school where doctors save lives and make love, often simultaneously. Stories ripped from the headlines.
Is this Grey's Anatomy or Scrubs?
Make love to me, Anne. I know I'm just a surgeon and you're a hotshot upstart administrator, but damn the rules, damn the system.
Oh,
damn
it's the thing she was talking about. Hospital administration. What is that?
I
Buttered
asked you a question,
noodles.
doctor.
I'm a surgeon!
And I'm your administrator.
I left my wife for you when she was pregnant!
Who do you think inseminated her?
Oh my god.
I want to know.
I know nothing about wine. I'm more turned on by women in pajamas than lingerie. I just want to know they feel comfortable.
Aww.
I didn't
that's
get
cute.
Inception.
You said you saw his name in the files.
There's so many layers.
Right. Abed Nadir, psychiatric patient 1373.
Oh, no.
Control freak with no empathy.
People
Aw.
bend over backwards to cater to him. Signed,
Damn.
healthcare administrator, Annie Edison.
Damn. Annie.
I want to be alone.
Sounds good to me. Execute simulation, Annie/Annie.
That's creepy.
Now we're alone.
The little
So you're me now.
shimmy.
Trouble.
Meta.
It's Abed! I got an Abed here! Get him!
That's it.
Ah!
You're under arrest.
Can I just interject and say I don't know what the hell's going on?
This is crazy. Stuffed into a locker.
Right?
I'm not stupid. You can see I've increased the square footage. It's a metaphorical locker. It's a place where people like me get put when everyone's finally fed up with us.
Aw, man.
Maudlin. Did we have a space odyssey? No. We got snowboarding in the Olympics and we overvalidated Carson Daly. Yeah, Crimea River. My point is, we both need to get more comfortable winging it. At least it'll be less work.
It would cut down my dreamatorium time by 18 hours a week.
Damn.
So, should we get back to lunch?
I guess so. A little more anticlimactic than I would have simulated it, but whatever.
Anticlimactic?
You'll blog on me for this later.
Oh! Hey! Oh my god! Abed! I'm so sorry!
No, you're committing. I am Abed Nadir, and I don't know a lot of things everyone else knows. I wander the universe with my friend Troy, doing whatever I want.
Aww.
Sometimes accidentally hurting innocent unremarkables. Troy went to lunch, and I'll make us buttered noodles.
That's
Using an
his
elusive
favorite
new technique
dish.
known as empathy.
So, was the
Well,
other
that's
fast food place
silly.
worth the drive, Shirley?
I disagree with that empathy thing. Like, it's such a lie. Like, autistic people do have empathy.
All right, back to cramming?
The people at the bank loved my outfit, and they had tons of questions about it.
He even did his nails. That's so funny.
Yes. If you're expecting company but you don't have enough chairs, you can bring out pillows from your bedroom and use them on the floor for a Moroccan feel.
Ooh,
I don't know. I'm getting like the Diane feel from her right now, which is so interesting. Like, she just looks like Diane, and this place, I don't know why, that's giving me Diane feels.
I unbunged your bed.
Oh, no.
Got scrap fabric and
Oh no!
It's okay, buddy. We can put it back. We can put it back.
I have some things to say about this. It's all about change. It's hard. episode. That one was quite lighthearted. I will say, just from my own opinion and perspective, I just don't like that there's that thing like this lie, I guess it is. Like, if you're on the spectrum, you don't have empathy. It's like so weird. Just because you're not showing it, emoting it, it doesn't mean you don't have empathy. And I actually see it the other way around. I feel like people who aren't on the spectrum have less empathy in a lot of ways, and a lot more like, not to be divisive, it's just how I've seen it, but it's very much not straightforward and faking stuff. Not everybody, obviously, it's certain people, but I feel like when, from my experiences, the people I know, including myself on the spectrum, just have like understanding of that. But I will agree that there are times where it's like, for me, I do get stuck in my own head, and it's hard for me to like see what's going on. But it doesn't mean that it's not like I guess that's what they were saying. Like he learned how to understand other people's minds. But it's like, for the most part, I'm okay. Yeah, I guess it depends. It depends on who you are, how you were raised. There are times where I'm just like, I'm getting it, and then there's times where I'm just like, when I'm told like something I did might have hurt someone or something like that, I'm like, oh, thank you for telling me. I didn't know that. That type of a situation where it's like, I just couldn't see it from that perspective. But I just feel like it's a weird thing that to say, if you're on the spectrum, you have no empathy and understanding of empathy, and if you're not on the spectrum, you do have empathy and don't. It's like, how do you say that? You can't. No one freaking judge any of that. But there is a thing about the learning to adapt. Yeah, that's true. I guess I do relate to that. Like, when things are really like the way I live right now, I know exactly what's going on. And when something happens where there's like a change in like what I'm used to, I will get into very anxious and like, but this is, you're supposed to tell me. I need to know. I have to know. And that's something I'm actually learning to adapt to as well for my own self. So I completely understand Abed in that. But there is I don't know, sometimes the way that they make Abed as like the guy on the spectrum, I know he's a TV show character, but people don't know a lot about people on the spectrum. They just assume, and a lot of assumptions are wrong. So I just feel like sometimes they make him too cold and not very human, and that bothers me sometimes. But I understand it's a spectrum, so depending, he could be somewhere else, and other people on the spectrum aren't. But I just don't like that kind of is perpetuated, of like the stigma of like, oh yeah, if you are on the spectrum, you're autistic or any of that, you are not understanding of other people's feelings, or are super cold and don't understand, because that's just not true. But yeah, it's a good topic. I'm glad it's at least being brought up. But this was cool. It's nice to see Annie get into the Dreamatorium and like actually like get into it. As Abed said, she started committing, and that was cool. It's just like using your imagination and having fun even as an adult, and just doing that. But to find out that he uses that more so as a place to find out scenarios and like different how things could be, or if they could go this way or that way. It's like, whoa, that's really in depth. Like I understand that. I think a lot of us do that. I do it too. I have all these, well, if this happens this way, then that could be this way. Sometimes it does keep me up at night. I'll just get stuck in like the scenario building thing. And so I'm learning to not do that, because it's not helpful. But then sometimes it is. I don't know. also sometimes like, okay, like for me, and I don't know if this is, for, if you can relate to this, but when I'm gonna call someone, I have to make a script, I guess, like, okay, what I'm going to say beforehand, especially if it's like someone I haven't spoken to in a long time, or maybe we're not that close. And even to the people who unless it's like my mom, and I'm like, well, whatever, the conversation's gonna flow. But like I get very anxious, so I like to kind of run a few things over in my head before, and so that kind of helps me. And I've done this for a really long time, so I can like, I understand how these conversations go, I guess, just like if you're on the phone with like AT&T or this, or something like that, or an acquaintance you haven't spoken to for a long time. But yeah, I think that's anxiety, and that's like a way to sort of help your anxiety. So I think it's okay to do that. I think if you need to, at least, don't worry. Lots of us do it. It's just not a lot of people talk about it. God, there's a lot of things that happened this episode. I don't know. I really liked it. I like Troy and Britta, and I'm happy things are starting to play out. So I'm excited to see how it goes and how it does play out. But yeah, that's it. I will jump into the next episode, and that is episode 17. Basic lupine. Is it lupine or lupine urology? All right, guys. I'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.